Hey everyone, it's Leah, and today I want to talk about something that, kinda, confuses me about, YouTube. First, I would like to set an apology, okay? It's not like for me to apologize for my feelings, but I think my last two videos were kind of straightforward, kind of getting, because I was so mad. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's just, I kind of felt a little bit, you know, angry because I didn't know what happened before he. Well, I did know. So like who's judging these appeals? Who's judging these videos? And that's what I'm going to talk about with you guys today. So to start off with, my first question is who who looks over the videos to see if it deserves a strike or an age restriction? Because if it's like the first of all, there is some confusion between who judges these videos. So it's a so it the thin line between favoritism and racism is kind of blurry. What makes us think it could be both. If it was a human reviewer and a human person behind a policy team who does reviews and who does, like who looks over appeals. And if so, if they, if that specific YouTuber has a manager and it tells the manager to go to the policy team and it looks over a few times and tells one of the people on the policy team to look over a few times, will that count as a human reviewer or was that as a robotic um reviewer? Because it's really confusing. I don't know how to put it. Like, take Corey's video, for example, because in his specific video, one of his videos about the mortuary assistant, he got, you know, age restricted again. And I don't want to lie on what's going on behind the scenes, but I was just want to ask, who? That's a basic question. Who is reviewing these testaments, these videos? Are they robots or are they human? Like, are they robots? Or like, because it really depends on who's reviewing the whole thing. It's confusing and it's kind of crazy because it could go two ways. Like if it's a human reporter, that could mean one of two things. It could be a racist human reporter or a human reporter of favoritism. And besides, it's also because it's impossible to human review every single YouTube video unless you have thousands of human policy workers, which actually could be true. Which actually could be true. That could be true. Because YouTube is a big company and Google owns YouTube. So basically, Google's people could also be working in YouTube people behind the scenes. It's a very confusing and a considered topic. which then goes on to what if it's like a robotic review? Because some YouTubers say 20 seconds, 10 seconds, the amount of seconds goes into them reviewing the appeal. So it really depends on what like who reviews it. So so like a robot reviewer you know would send an automated message. So an automated message saying it's agreed or not. Says the whole thing is lifted or the appeal gets denied. So basically, what is a thin line here? Who is reviewing these appeals and these videos in general? YouTube, answer this. Riddle me this. Who's doing all this behind the scenes? God, man. It's a really hard. Sorry, I'm watching a movie right now. It's a really hard conception because first, you can review, you know, a lot of. You can you they can who reviews it, who might have many responsibilities that reviews the appeal very slowly. It could take like 10 or 20 minutes or so. Or a robo reviewer, bam, you're probably denied. Bam, the review is lifted. But when you get looked over, then you get lifted. It's especially with Corey's case, because his PR manager talked to the policy team and probably overall the lifted up and re-age restrict the whole video. So it's really probably a human and a robot. Well, humans, people, a human reviewer and a robot reviewer into this. Could that be possible? YouTube. We need to know what's going on. What's going on? And that seems where the real problem is. Because that goes us, if it was a robot reviewer, we have to go to the next question. Who fixes these robots? Who programs these robots? What happens if a robot malfunctions? Was it an automated message? What happens on each side? What happens if it's a human review? What happens if it was a robot review? What happens, YouTube? You gotta think long and hard for that answer. Because even it's kind of mind blowing and it kind of makes your head hurt. Because you got all these YouTubers, all of them saying, hey, my video got strike, my video got age restricted. It's all coming to one thing. If it's like a human or a robot reviewing and stuff. I like like the music oh yeah, like that might I refer back to my video on BitLife. Like, is it really well wait no, first of all, we can go back to the comments. The comment problem. Because I was supposed to post a video about my comments being disabled on both of my videos. I'll explain more of that on a later time. Or maybe once my video on cap cuts. Stop being stupid. But it all, it's hard, I don't know. It's hard to know who's behind the screen. Cause even, cause even, um, cause even from the, the comments, we can go even further back. Y'all remember that YouTube video with the BitLife and when I had ads, which I paid for them already. Remember that? It might come to your memory. I will probably do more of these gameplays in the comment section below. But, like, who is behind these people? Who disables the comments? If there's a person who disables the comments, who age restricts the video, who copy strikes the video? Because my BitLife video got copyright strike. So, who's behind all of this? Who's behind all this? Hold that thought. Let our binaural craniums, and let's go to another situation. A human reviewer. What is the human viewer's intent? What is the intent of the human reviewer if it was reviewed by a human? What's its intent? Was it to be racist? Was it them racist? Because if it was YouTube, you probably need to fire them. Probably need to fire them. Like Corey said, there's some shady stuff going behind the scenes. There's some shady stuff going behind the scenes. And you better believe that I'm going to be there to expose all of it. So it's the trial. Back to the BitLife video. If it was a robot, then fix the robot. Program the robot even more. You have all these updates, YouTube, that doesn't make any sense. Sure, it's improvements, but what about an improvement on the approval robot, or the video robot, or whatever you want to call it? The robot that puts the appeals. The robots that probably judge the appeal. The robot that you put on the appeal team. Fix that. Fix that because it's doing wrong. It's not really working. At the end of the day, it's really hard to tell who's behind the screen. It could be one person or multiple people. Or it could be a robot. Or multiple robots. Or it could be the mix of two. One or the other. One or the other. Which one is it, YouTube? Who's behind screens? Because all these YouTubers are coming out, ever since Corey's video, some of these YouTubers are coming out saying that YouTube, that your company in YouTube, that the policy team is kind of racist, that there must be something wrong with the whole thing. It's like a mix of the two. And either you guys need to respond to all this, or with the truth, or you can just, update your robot and tell it on your Twitter. Another one. Is there a human reviewer behind your Twitter? Like, who's behind your Twitter? Like, is there someone behind the Twitter posting all these, probably automated tweets? Like, who is behind the screen? Is it one person? Is it multiple people? Is it a robot? Is it a robot? Come on, I think it's probably a robot. I honestly think it could be a robot or anything. It's crazy. It is crazy. And it's also really confusing. Because, like, who is behind this whole thing? It's crazy. It's kind of, mm, I'm sorry I'm living dead with these moments of silence, but it's crazy. It's just, really crazy. Because, mm, it's really confusing. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot to do in. There's a lot on crazy. There's a lot of it. A lot of this information is crazy. It's crazy. And it really makes you wonder. Who, what do YouTube put, what does YouTube put behind the screen? What do they put behind the screen? Really got to thinking. So, that being said, that being said, what do we do from here? What do we do once we properly not get to know this information? Do we quit YouTube? Do we just, what do we do on YouTube? Like, what do we do? What can we do once we know who's behind the screen? Who's behind the screen? Let's not go so far. Come with me. Come, chameleon. Come and go. That's not right. What do we do from it? Like, what could we do? What is there to do? I'm not even on like 15 subscribers yet. Subscribe. Click the buttons down below. Click the links down below to follow my social medias. I guess. Because, uh, it's alarming, It's alarming. It's crazy. I don't even know who, and it's kind of scary because I don't know who's in charge of my video. Who's in charge of my comments other than me? Because I'm the one, and I'm the one that, see, let me come in for a second. I'm the one that created these videos. I'm the one that should be getting control of the comments. I should control. I say enable on comments, enable all the comments. Don't just disable the comments when I enable the comments. That to me is disrespectful. Have y'all ever got that problem before? Or please, please tell me in the comments below. Because I got that problem with 2 of my videos. After this video, I'm gonna look back to see if this is still a situation. Because if it is YouTube, I will make a hefty email. In fact, no, I can't. Because I don't have email. I don't have a PR manager. I don't have a YouTube manager. I don't have a manager. What do we do? What can we do? Because Google controls YouTube. If I say something wrong, Google's gonna terminate my account. It's gonna terminate my YouTube account, and probably my Google account. Plural, because there are one for personal, one for school, and another one for my other personal use in case if I want to go to spam emails. Which, God, is a topic for later discussion on life. Never have I ever want to make this video. But never have I ever wanted to keep silent about it. This is crazy. I don't want to be that person, but I would like to get a PR manager to help manage my videos so I can see what's going on, what to do, and where to go from here. Because right now, I have 14 subscribers. I think it's supposed to get, get more of a subscriber count when we get, like, full, like, 1,000, 1,000 subscribers. My next hurts. That's cool. This is what you want. Yeah, like, uh, it's a headache. Already, wait, well, people who don't got 1,000 subscribers, or they not to get a PR manager, or a YouTube manager, or anything else. Like, what are they going to do? What happens? Who do they look? It's all about the lack of communication. Who do we talk to? Where do we go from here? Who do we communicate with? That's another thing of YouTube's problem. You don't communicate about stuff unless it's a product like YouTube Premium, YouTube Music, YouTube Bills, YouTube. All about YouTube here. Well, no, but all about YouTube money here. It all goes back to what comes to the green evil devilish thing that comes in our pockets. Come with me. That this thing, it's called money. Probably goes to money. They all do for money. Do you think that TikTok and YouTube really probably cares about the community like that? Oh crap, that's scary. That's scared me. Something scared me. But no, but but no, it probably goes back to money, but I don't know. I don't think YouTube and TikTok and other things, other social media platforms cares about us like that. They only care for us, and they also care about what comes in the pocket. They also come what's in the wallet. The green thing that's the root of all evil, that's what they probably mostly care about. And, and, so, crazy. Well, so many questions and so many ways to answer them. Like YouTube won't answer them for us. There's so many questions to be answered. But how are we that the real big pink highlighted question is who will answer it for us? And I leave you guys on that. I leave you guys. Come here. One thing before I go. Come here. Come closer. Everyone, every YouTube community, every YouTube creator, every podcast creator, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, specifically YouTube. Let me come here for you guys, because there's something I want you guys to know. Money isn't nothing. It's not nothing. It's not nothing really. It's really nothing. It was nothing before. It was just a piece of paper. A piece of paper. Come here. Don't leave yet. How come a piece of paper caused so much problem for it? It's a little evil. It's probably the root. It's probably it's everyone's fucking evil. Well, I'll talk about that probably in the next video. Let me see. Here, here. Pause. Stay right there. YouTube, this or over there. Let me show you. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh God. Are you showing it? Right there. You probably see. Right, right here. Right, right there. Right there. Right there. God. You see that big round thing with the metals and everything and the reflection? That's called a mirror. Come here for a minute. Look, for all people, Susan, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror and what do you see? What do you see? You can tell me on my Twitter because you already answered me there. With nonsense, probably an automated my speech, my package of messages. So yeah, you sure, yeah. You can probably tell me in my comments below. You can tell me. Know what that's called? It's called a mirror. It's called a mirror. And what's in that mirror is a reflection. What do you see in there, YouTube? Do you see your business making big? Or do you see your business dwindling because of problems like this? What did you see? What do you two, what, how, what do you see? What do you see? No, really close. Come here, come here, come here. Go very close, hold on. Oh, oh crap, it's so funny. Or, I don't know if it was recording or not. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Look in the mirror, see what you see. YouTube's crumbling. It it might look like a little patch of crumble falling off, dwindling, but it's crumbling. It's crumbling. And if these problems keep getting bigger and bigger, is it somebody losing their channel, or because your robot or your human was stupid and you didn't fire them or reprogram, do what a robot needs, do what's needed for robots, robots. Then, then might be produced. But if that doesn't happen, and one of your YouTuber quits because of that situation, you're out with the light. Like, turn off, like, flick the light switch off. Wherever you're listening. Bye-bye. Boo. Have a nice day. Or not. There is some shady stuff happening. Fix your robot. Fire your people. Fire those faces and favoritism people. Lie. Fire them. Do something. On. There's too much trouble. There's here's the thing. Here's one more stitch. And then I'll be out of here. Because there are lots of people that are still in there. There are people that are still in there, but stitch. There are a lot of problems in the world today. Global warming, winter Ocean's 11. There's a lot of problems in the world. We don't need another. We don't need a YouTube civil war on YouTube. We don't need that. What's gonna form if you don't get yourselves together? Get yourselves together, YouTube. And with that, all that said, uh, YouTube needs to get itself together. Come with me, come with me. There. Control your robots. Control the people. Control your people. Control the mix of people and robots. Can't have this problem. Can't. There's too much on. And with that, I'm coming to say right there. as I made the video. I hope you all enjoy. I, I hope you all, but probably I have nothing else to say. If you want to follow my socials, on Instagram, I got a Twitter. I'll put that link in the description below. Hopefully my comments aren't disabled. Because if it's disabled, YouTube is furtherly proving my point, adding more fuel to the big fire. So thank you all for watching. Probably watch my videos that I made last time if you dare, if you want to. Go see what I'm talking. If you don't have any context, I recommend that you watch those two videos, see what's going on, so you can make a connection. And thank you for watching my video. Have a nice time.